I have come out to check on my nuke, and look at this hive. It, when I first got out here, it was very, very quiet. I've been out here just kind of gathering, getting my situation together, and it's been about 10 minutes and they just started to do this. Look at this. Look at the entrance of that hive. Look how they're just coming out. They are swarming. That is a swarm. Look how they're just piling out of that entrance. Let's watch them and see what they do. We can look up in the air and look at up in the air. Look what they're doing. They are just everywhere. I believe after a hive gets to this point where they're starting to swarm, there is little or nothing that you can do to stop that swarm. So we're just going to watch it. And let's see if we can see where they're going. Look at it up in the sky there. They are doing their thing. So I'm just going to watch them and see if I can find where they are actually going to stop. They'll do a stopping place. And I'm just going to watch them and see if I can see where they're going to cluster at and see if I can find the cluster. And I'm guessing that they're going to head up this way. I have found a couple of swarms that way towards the east, but swarms have a tendency to follow the topography of the land. So usually once you have found a swarm, you will continually to find swarms there. So it's a good idea if you're setting up swarm boxes to set them up where you have found or seen swarms before. And as I'm looking, they are heading out that way. But I was just in this hive about 10 days ago. I was in this hive and I did not see any queen cells. I did not see anything of the sort. I did not see any indications that they were getting ready to swarm. When a hive swarms, I'm up close that true. I was looking through that hive, again, it's been approximately 10 days ago. I did not see any indication that the hive was going to swarm. A hive will swarm 2 to 3 days before a new queen cell is getting ready to emerge. So after this swarm is done, I'm going to let them swarm. After this swarm is done and things start settling down, I'm going to get back in that hive. We're looking at the entrance of that hive. That hive, the swarm is done. They are done swarming. The bees that are left in this hive are going to remain in this hive. 40 feet away from the hive, and they're maybe about 40 feet, 30 feet above the ground, and there they are, way up in the tree. So I would say they are a good 5 feet back into the canopy there. And we can see them. They did not go far. And I do have a swarm box set up about 15 feet off of the ground and about 20 feet from where they're forming they're up in that branch. Look at them. Let's see. Can you see them up there? That's as far as I can connect, but I can see them forming their cluster there. They will not stay there. I'm going to have to watch and see. I am on top of my balcony, and right there in the center, that shot is the swarm. And then, let me zoom out. I would say maybe that's 40 feet away to my balcony where I have this swarm box set. Even though this is on my balcony, I rarely use this balcony. The only time I come out on this balcony is to feed the hummingbirds. I don't use it as an entrance. It's a really quiet kind of space. And I like that it's a good 15 feet up off of the ground. And I have had swarms, hives, form on the awning of my building here. So I'm fairly sure this is a good swarming location. That's why I decided to set up the swarm box here. In this swarm box, I have some empty frames. I have a frame of partially pulled capped honey. And in the bottom of it, I'm going to place some essential oil lemongrass. And I've just got a paper towel. And I'm going to really douse this lemongrass. I would like to attract the bees from that tree there into this swarm box. And bees do like the scent of lemongrass. I use lemongrass quite frequently, but even if you have a worker bee that is laying, if you put honeygrass in the hive, many times she'll stop laying. So bees like the scent of other bees. It has started raining. I don't know if you've been able to hear that thunder in the background, but it has started raining. Bees like to be warm, they like to be dry, and they like to be close to resources. So by using this old hive, we have the scent of other bees. By putting in that frame of honey, we have resources. And by only partially filling that box with frames, they have room to grow and room to expand. By placing that lemongrass essential oil in the hive, I've given them a scent to follow. And so, like I said, I'm very surprised that they swarmed today, mostly in part because of the weather. So we are going to hopefully entice that swarm to move that 40 feet into a good, safe, dry location. And I really do believe that that essential oil, those resources that we put in there would be very enticing. Let's see what happens.